got our podcast thinking you should watch it. If you driving, man, it's good for you to listen. No, we keep it real. No, we spit it raw. Sports dialogue. No, it's good if I'm involved. No, we're not the news. We just cool dude with nobody to impress. Just talking our shit. Call it Pressman coverage. Pressman coverage.
Welcome into Pressman Coverage, a podcast dedicated to you, the fan of the Tennessee Titans. It's time. Today we're going to do an episode dedicated to Cam Ward, titled The Truth About Cam Ward. A lot of people are out. Some people are still in. Most people are still in. We'll see. But we're going to break down the facts, the stats, and just how we feel about Cam Ward thus far this season. But before we dive into anything, got to introduce the crew. Sauce, talk to the people.
Hey, man, we here, man. It's a good day. It's the best we can make out of it where we at in the season, man. But nonetheless, man, we happy to be here. We happy to provide this content for you guys. Man, just continue to like, share, comment, man. We appreciate y'all, man. It's only up from here. We here, though. We on projection for that number one pick. I ain't gonna lie. It looked like it's in. It looked like it's right here in our palm. We playing hard for it too.
What's up, Codes?
Happy bye week, boys.
Yes, sir.
They can't hurt us this week. They can't hurt us.
Hey.
But you know who did some hurting? Me against Lim in our fantasy football league.
Ooh.
Would you like to go over the score, Lim?
Go ahead, man. You're already talking about it.
I do believe it was is right now currently 171 to 93.
God, dog.
That's cool. Since we're bringing up old stuff. Quick question. How did that Florida game go you went to? Anyways. Okay,
listen,
so
I've watched teams quit. They quit on me. I will never. That was unbelievable.
What did you expect?
I mean, to beat Kentucky, I would expect that. But I literally watched my favorite team in college football quit right in front of my eyes. It was unbelievable.
What do you
But you know who doesn't quit? Cam Ward.
That's right. He does not quit. And he better not, because if he quits right now, he'll be viewed as a bust. Look, so let's dive into Cam Ward and really talk about, through these first 9 games, before we get into this post-bye week action, what Cam Ward has looked like thus far, the general sentiment on Cam Ward overall. Cam's in an interesting place. Cam's in a spot where, as odd as it sounds, I don't know, man. I don't know. His stats just don't line up. Where are we at stats-wise, Cody? We're at 170 for 295, which is 57.6%. 1,760 yards, 6 touchdowns, 6 picks. Is that where we're at right now, Cody?
5 touchdowns, 6 picks.
6 picks. Gosh.
57% completion percentage.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at, man, which is, yeah. It's an interesting spot to be in, because if I look at the stats and I saw that on anybody else's quarterback who was drafted first, I'm going to say, oh, man, they made a terrible decision.
They trash.
Like, they're terrible. He can't play. He has to be all over the place. But and maybe I'm biased, man, and tell me if I'm tripping, y'all, please. When I watch Cam Ward play live, whether I'm watching him on the video or whatever it is, watching him while we're watching a TV copy of the game, he doesn't look that bad. Like, I'm trying to make sure I don't have my two-tone glasses on. Cody, what do you think, man? Am I tripping?
I think there may be a little bit of trippage in your game right now. To me, and I love Cam Ward. I love the mentality. To me, he's got this laser rocket arm. He's got this rocket arm that's phenomenal, can make a bunch of throws, and then he'll just miss the easy ones. And the easy ones are just the ones that they hurt as bad as like the hard ones that he hits makes you feel good, if that makes any sense. Where I'm just like, dude, if you could just hit like these little out routes that are 5 to 7 yards just more consistently, like getting us into 2nd and 5, 2nd and 3, that would be incredible for our offense. But I think Mike Borgonzi said basically what I said. I mean, Cam Ward is surrounded by poop. All right. And so, that's essentially what he said. And so if you're going to be surrounded by poop, you're going to get some poop on you. So And I think that's the story of Cam Ward's first 9 games of the season so far. I just think that he's surrounded by lackluster talent. We're the worst team on the field every time we go out, every time we step out on the field. And we got a rookie quarterback with a bad offensive line, no running game, and lackluster tight ends. So, I mean, honestly, I don't really know what to expect.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to hop in. I want to hop in right there and just piggyback off of what you're saying. Like when you're evaluating Cam Ward and as the number 1 pick, I mean, he's going through his rookie woes. You essentially have to like literally watch the film. You cannot stat watch. It's gonna look nasty. It's not pretty. It's when you watch the film, it's things that he has to get better at. That's no doubt in that. But you see the progressional steps. You see what he's doing. You see the movement in the pocket. You see the he's had some of those throws where it's like, if that just would have connected, it would have been a beautiful day. And when it comes to that and it comes to Cam Ward, I mean, for me, I'm gonna just chalk this season up right here as just learn through it, work through it, and make your mistakes now. I mean, it it's not a pretty stat line. I mean, you just named them out. So,
well, that's the thing too. It's like, to me, like Borgonzi said, if you're gonna get a rookie quarterback, you got to have a plan for him. I mean, I'm sure that the plan wasn't to have the coach fired by week 6 or week 7 or whatever. You know what I mean?
After changing play callers before that happened. Yep.
And and then you would think that the interim head coach would be like, you know what, Cam Ward, I've never had a quarterback like you before. Like, let's open up this offense. Let's start chucking the ball downfield. Let's use some of these explosive receivers that we got out of the draft. And all he's done is be more conservative, punt from like the 40-yard line. And Cam Ward's coming off the field, he's like, what the hell are we doing?
Literally.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, I think I said this last week too. There is a coach out there that can make this offensive line with this quarterback and some of these weapons work. And I was watching Sunday Night Football last night. Okay. The Chargers offensive line, Trey Pipkins, PFF rank, 35 of 36, right tackle. Mekhi Becton, PFF rank, 36 of 37, right guard. Bradley Bozeman, 36 of 36, center. Austin DeLucas, 38 of 38, left tackle. They won by 2 touchdowns. Yeah, and they won by 2 touchdowns against the Steelers, and they're second in their division behind the Broncos. I mean, there's a coach out there that can make this work.
Yeah. No. I mean, you're exactly right. Like sure, from a weapon standpoint, do the Chargers have more than us? Yeah, of course they have more than us.
God, do they?
Everybody has more than us. But there's so many times where we look completely dysfunctional. And how much of that is having a quarterback who's been in the league 4 years, has done nothing, but always has a bunch of stats? That's a different conversation for a different day. I get it, man. And I agree with you. Like, it's so tough for me to judge Cam Ward right now because of how bad things are around him. And if it was one or the other, like when it comes to coaching staff and those decisions and how that's made, the schemes that he's put in, and the roster was solid, not even good, but just solid, okay, I can judge him. Or if it was vice versa, where the roster was good and the coaching staff was at least just not boneheads, then I could judge him a little better. But he has both things going against him. And then on top of that, it's tough for me to manage, okay, what are rookie mistakes that just are going to happen to every rookie? What are mistakes that are going to be added to your game because your coaching staff puts you in poor positions offensively? And what are things that are just going to not go well for you because you have the worst roster in the league? Like, I don't know what's what right now.
Yeah.
Randy, how do I sift through this and get to the bottom of what the truth is about Cam Ward?
It's hard to tell right now, Liam. I mean, I get everything that you're saying, but it's just like you have to look for the bright spots right now. You have to be optimistic and just kind of feel through this. Now, I like what we said last episode where we were talking about we're looking for like those explosive plays. Like we're looking to see if Cam Ward can make something out of nothing. And I mean, it's he shows signs, but it's like you have to have all the other things working together. Like the coaching staff have to believe just as much as the players have to make the plays, and it's kind of hard for that concoction to mix right now because we're coming in each week and one is lacking something. You know what I mean? Either the players are not making the plays or the coaching staff is calling the game conservative, like just what we touched on. So, but I see the bright spots there, and I truly do believe. You know what I mean? I know as crazy as that sound, I truly, truly believe.
Well, you know who else believes? Mike Borgonzi. Because I mean, really, truly, he's putting all his eggs in the Cam Ward basket, and really, it's all in Cam Ward's really his mental makeup.
Yes,
I mean, he's saying that Cam Ward can get his doors blown off of him, pause, and come out on the other side unscathed. That he can. I mean, he is the most sacked quarterback, and he's fourth in like evading sacks. Like it's just it's. I mean, it's unbelievable.
The most
insane.
Died to the fire.
Yeah. And so like if I look at like previous number one picks like Jameis Winston, he had a great running back. He had Doug Martin who had 1,400 yards and 6 touchdowns his rookie year. He had Mike Evans, Vincent Jackson, 2 great wide receivers. Adam Humphries, good slot. I mean, Cam Ward does not have that. He doesn't have a great running
not even
game.
close.
His number 1 wide receiver is a number 2 wide receiver who's not even playing right now.
Yep.
I mean, it's just
and the rest are rookies.
there's just I don't know, man. It's to me, I don't know about y'all. Would y'all have started Cam Ward this entire year, or would you have maybe tried to find a vet and just kind of sit? I mean, that was kind of what they, the Chiefs did with Mahomes, and that's where Borgonzi comes from.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the only thing that scares me slightly is I don't want to burn out Cam Ward too soon. You know what I mean? Like I want him to get this experience and I want him to go through the rookie woes and try these things out. But I just don't know if we were there as a team to either like go and try to get a vet option and try to win. You know what I mean? I think they kind of knew where we were at and they just wanted to see what they have in Cam. It's tough, man. It's tough. But
and that's a great question, Cody, because like what Randy said, I think a lot of people would get the vet if they think there's a chance of them maybe winning a few games and kind of, but with us, we weren't in that situation, so I think you do throw them to the fire, which it sucks. I wish we could have just had a vet to play the first 3 games. With hindsight being 2020 and understanding the Colts were going to be a powerhouse and a juggernaut now, like let them play the first 3 games. But we got 8-2 Broncos, 7-2 Rams, 8-2 Colts. Like,
welcome to the NFL, Cam.
Welcome to the NFL, man. And
we
all
didn't
of them
know
with
it, but good Lord,
and 2 of them with the top 3 pass rush units. I mean, that's
and then you throw the Texans in there.
Golly, they're coming back to town. But what's interesting? Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but even like I'm just kind of just going through some of these rookie quarterbacks. I mean, Jared Goff struggled. His rookie year. He had Jeff Fisher as his head coach. Well, I mean, we all know the Jeff Fisher experience. It's not always a pretty one. But he had Todd Gurley. I mean, he had Todd Gurley to lean on. Former Titan Kenny Britt. And really,
Kenny Britt had like 1,000 yards that year.
Yeah, he did. Baker Mayfield, his rookie year was really, I mean, he was really damn good, honestly. 64% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 picks. Has Nick Chubb as his running back, and then got Jarvis Landry, a good tight end, and David Njoku. You kind of just keep going through it. Kyler Murray had Kenyon Drake and David Johnson, who David Johnson was a stud. With Larry Fitz. I mean, where's Cam Ward's Larry Fitz?
And with Cliff Kingsbury doing what he does, you know what I mean? Able to really scheme up an offense at that time.
Yeah,
you're exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow played 10 games, 65% completion percentage, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, A.J. Green as wide receivers.
Now
He
he,
got-
was on
he-
pace to
Loaded.
get sacked the same amount of times,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
was letting that thing go, boy. Goodness gracious. 170 attempts. He played 9 games. I want people to put this into
They would
perspective.
throw it.
He had 300 in his first 9 games. He had 370 attempts. Looking at the other quarterbacks, the first round quarterbacks, Winston had 285. Goff had 205. Baker 311. Kyler 316. Trevor Lawrence 293. Like nobody's barely within 100. That dude was throwing the football. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I mean, it was over 30 attempts a game.
It's,
I just recently just looked up Josh Allen's rookie year, and he played 12 of 11 games. 12 out of 11. He went 5-6, 52% completion, 2,000 yards. He had 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's a rating 67.9. So, he got he got thrown to the fire a little bit. You know what I mean? He was able to turn it around, but I don't know. Do y'all think?
I would argue that a lot of people thought Josh Allen was going to be a bust after his rookie year. They thought
They wrote him off. They
his,
thought it was over.
His mechanics were horrible, but he was just running. And that's another thing with Cam Ward too. Like, and I'm not a professional quarterback or whatever, or like an analyzer of it, but like I just hear about his footwork all the time. That his footwork is just all over the place. And the one throw, that most recent throw that kind of pops up in my brain is the one where he's trying to throw it to Van Jefferson, and Van Jefferson's wide open in the middle, and he kind of rolls out to the left, and he just doesn't set his feet, and he throws it like 3 yards short. Where I wish that as relaxed as Cam Ward is, that to me is him being too accelerated, and he just doesn't set his feet, just make the throw.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you're exactly right. And those are the little things that trip me up and just make me question things. When you look at the first 9 games of a season, in terms of passing yards, he has the second fewest. The only person he had fewer passing yards than out of the last 10 first-round picks was Jared Goff, who only had played 7 games during that period before he got benched. And then you look at things like touchdowns. He has the least amount of touchdowns in the first 9 games. It's just, he was tied with Jared Goff. But it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, what really is it? Looking at the first 9-game comparison, his completion percentage, was down there. Only Jameis Winston and Jared Goff had worse completion percentages. So that means Baker, Kyler, Joe, Trevor Lawrence, even Bryce Young had a higher completion percentage. And again, you look at the most recent first-round pick last year, or year before last, I guess now, Caleb Williams. He also had DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze. Swift at running back. So I do wonder sometimes how much of it is the supporting cast to really help carry you. When I look at the last 10 first-round picks, it makes me look at this roster and be like, okay, did we do anything? Like who was expected to be leaned on? Because everybody else, probably with the exception of Trevor Lawrence, which he still had a few weapons, and Bryce Young, who Adam Thielen was his best receiver, it's like, who in the world were we expecting him to be? It's just rough, man. It's rough.
I mean, they came in and just said, we're putting the entire burden of this terrible team on your shoulders. Mm-hmm. And another thing that kind of surprises me about Cam, at least from like watching him in college, his ability to run in college. I thought he could run a little bit better. He just doesn't run. Mm-hmm. I mean, even when it seems like he can maybe gain like 5 to 7 yards, like just running the ball, I mean, he's going to throw it. I mean, he wants to throw. And I was kind of just peeping through some of the rookie quarterbacks, and Jameis Winston had 200 rushing yards. Jared Goff, he was stuck in the pocket. He only had 16. Baker Mayfield had 130. Murray had 600. I mean, Joe Burrow had 150, and he only played 10 games. For Lawrence, 330. I mean, a lot of these players, a lot of these rookie quarterbacks were running. I mean, they were having to make plays with their legs, and he's very reluctant to do so. And I think that's another. I don't know if it's the word's a knock, but for whatever reason he is reluctant to run. So what do y'all think about that?
He's a hunter, and he's always looking downfield. I think this is a part of his rookie growth package that he's going to have to put together. He's ran more the last 4 games than he did the first 5. And I'm hoping that trend continues to go up, because I think what he has to recognize is move the ball forward as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like,
Can't
take
go
the
broke
easy
taking a
stuff.
profit.
That's right,
Yeah.
man. Take the 3 yards here, take the 4 yards here. Those things add up. It not only adds up in terms of just yardage, but it also adds up to plays that just dink and dunk and give you the chance to be in. Let's say you throw it 3 yards, Chiggs breaks it. Now it's 2nd and 1 because he got 9 yards on it. Now you can take that deep shot that was planned that you were hunting for. Like, that's also a part of it, man. Sauce, what you thinking, man?
Man, and I mean, it's beautiful how what you're saying right now, and excuse me, and some of the bright spots that he.
Oh, he's about to cry.
I know.
He said it was beautiful.
It's
I was
beautiful
like,
in what
I
he's saying
think-
right now.
I think it does. You know what I'm saying? It will make me cry when it comes together, because I mean, you see some of these bright spots and it's just like, dang, you see it throughout the game. I mean, we getting our butts kicked, but you see Cam keep fighting. You see at some point it starts to click, and he'll if the pocket breaks down, he'll escape out. You know what I mean? He'll try to take that 2 or 3 yards, run out of bounds, like try to protect himself. It's just he has to keep just stacking that on, and I think he is a teammate. Like, you can see that point guard in him. He's always looking to like make that pass instead of like taking it himself. And I think that's where he just have to like come with the ebbs and flow and like, nah, I got to put it on my back. Let me take that. You know what I mean? Versus look, make the pass, but yeah, it'll click. It'll click. I'm optimistic. I think it'll work.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I do have a question for you guys. Like, let's say, like, what style, let's say, for his number 1 receiver is best for a Cam Ward style player? And what I mean by that is, you've got your purely possession guys. Let's say like Mike Evans 4 years ago, right? Like, your purely possession, deeper down the field, longer depth of target guys. You've got your guys. It's like a Ladd McConkey, who is not an outside guy all the time. He kind of fluctuates, but it's a lot of short to intermediate stuff. You got your burners like a Tyreek Hill, maybe even like a Devontae Smith, to put somebody more realistic out there. Like, what style fits best with Cam Ward's ability, in your opinion?
Man,
you want to go, Randy?
you go first and then I'll go, because man, that's such a great question. I ain't gonna lie, I'm passing that.
Okay.
That's
So
tough, because
I
I'm really
think,
trying to think.
And I thought that a burner would be the perfect quarterback for Cam Ward, but right now I kind of feel like his accuracy isn't just where I thought it was going to be. So when I started thinking of players like that, I started thinking of going like a Drake London, where you can kind of just throw it up to him, and if you put it in his vicinity, he's going to go up there and catch it. But I mean, I would love for him to have Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, like, that would be awesome. I mean, Jackson Smith.
I was just thinking.
He's always
A little bit of
butt
both.
naked out there running. Like, I was just like,
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Jalen Waddle. I saw a Dolphins fan that cooked up a trade where it was like they get the number 1 pick, and the Titans would get a 2026 second, a 2027 second, and Jalen Waddle. But I feel like Jalen Waddle kind of. I kind of view Jalen Waddle in that Calvin Ridley mold. I think he's a wide receiver too. I think he's just give us more to say. I want him to get a good tight end, like an actual good tight end.
Yeah.
And I think Gunnar Helm could be that. But I mean, if I could get a Tyler Warren-esque type of tight end for Cam Ward and a great running back, I think that's what I want for him right now. I want a great running game and a really good tight end.
Yeah.
I think, all right, this is gonna be a little unorthodox. I'll stick to what we're saying, because I was gonna say I think you need a dynamic running back as well with Cam Ward, but I'd like a receiver like Amon Ra. You know what I mean? A guy that just knows how to sit down in certain zones, and just a technician. He can get open and wherever. Man, I'm a bad.
Get some water. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
drink
My
some
bad.
water.
I'm all groggy up, bro. I think I'm getting worked up, bro.
You're getting
you know what I'm saying?
choked up talking about our
I'm
boys
getting choked
struggling.
I know it's cold outside, but
Hey,
God,
dog.
dog.
Okay, we here.
He
I'm
knocked
in
back
Rob.
about a 17-inch Polish sausage before he hopped on. So
That's what it is. He done messed up his esophagus. That's what it
That's
is.
crazy.
It's still
but-
dangling. Pause. He ain't even swallowed it all the way.
Whoa!
I'll tell you,
All right, my bad, my bad,
great
my bad.
wide
Jump
receiver
into it.
Cam Ward. I would love to get AJ
And
Brown
go
back.
to an ad right there. But anyways, man, Amon Ra, I think he needs a receiver like Amon Ra St. Brown. A guy that is a technician, can get open, can just work any type of coverage. Sure hands. I need sure hands, man. Like you get that thing to him, he's catching it and can make plays in open field. He can get that yak. So I think if we get a guy like that, I'd be very, very pleased. And I think it would help Cam Ward a lot. You know what I mean? I think we were hoping Calvin really would have been that type of guy, but you know, yeah, man. Yeah, I just need that type of receiver who can make that play. Amon Rod / CD
AJ
Lamb.
Brown.
Or AJ Brown. AJ Brown, CD Lamb. Like, give me a guy like that, man. That's just he can do it all.
Now, Lim,
So-
you're more up top, or you off the top of your head, you kind of know players' contracts and stuff. Did George Pickens, did he sign a new deal with the Cowboys?
He did not. George Pickens has not signed a new deal. He's
I would love a
potential
George
free agent.
Pickens for
Yeah,
Cameron Ward.
he
I
would
think,
be
and I do believe that mental connection would be like insane. Like
Man.
Yeah.
they would be saying
we
some
need
out of
some
pocket stuff
dogs.
to each other. Yeah.
We need some dogs, man. And as many people as them Cowboys signing, I don't know if they can afford it, guys.
One of my favorite quotes I heard was Zach Lyons. I think it was Stoney Keeley too. They were saying the Tennessee Titans went from like want a bunch of guys that would they want a bunch of good guys. They wanted a bunch of people that would help grandma across the street. And they were saying they want guys who will knock grandma over and split her cheeks up. they want to
Hey,
tear
man.
grandma's ass up is basically what they want.
Somebody got to do it, man, because no, we really need some more dogs, man. And I get the reason why we had to go so polar opposite, to quote unquote reset the culture or whatever. I do think the Brownlee thing is still questionable. I don't care what Borgie says. I get it. We didn't have the infrastructure to build it. Different conversation for a different day. But I do, in terms of the weapons, man, I just look at some of the people that other folks have had, man. I just get jealous, man. Because,
Yeah.
for instance, last year, you talk about DJ Moore with 900. Keenan Allen, you missed some time, had 600. Roma Dunze, 500. We are on pace.
Hey, it's out of pocket, dude. What this young man is being put through.
Like, we're literally, like, on pace for our wide receiver core to have, like, 700 yards total. Like
I
no joke.
saw a stat where it said JSN has more receiving yards than all the
Yes.
Titans wide receivers.
Yes. Look, going into the last game we played, we were the only team in the NFL without a 300-yard receiver going into
Yeah.
the game. 300 yards. Gosh, man. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, the quarterback's got to get him the ball, but there's just so many factors that go into it. If Ellick had caught 2 or 3 of his drops, he would have been at 300 going into it. Like, there's more than factors than just Cam. But, spinning the picture a little bit, post-bye week, let's talk a little bit about what you guys want to see from Cam. We'll also dive into what those same top first-round picks look like post-bye week. But if you were to put together a realistic expectation for Cam, right now, 5 picks, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Tell me what's realistic in terms of, let's just knock out these last few games. Where do you think he's going to end up, Cody? Is he going to end up with more touchdowns and interceptions? And is he going to hit the 15 touchdown mark? Can he throw 10 the second half of the season?
Ooh. I'm going to try to bring up the schedule real quick. You go ahead and talk, Randy. I gotta try to figure out. In my head, it does frustrate me the fact that Cam Ward is yet to throw a 300-yard game, considering how much losing we've done and how early we're losing. and how much you would think that we would be throwing the ball.
Right.
So I mean, I think he could hit 10 touchdowns in the second half of the season. I want some 300-yard games.
Yeah.
I want a multi-touchdown game. We haven't had
that. I mean,
and there's been opportunity for it. Don't get me wrong. We've gotten to the 1 10 times and ran it every single time. Like, there's been opportunities, but I don't know. And Sauce,
I'll take a QB sneak. That can be one of the multiple
just
ones.
Give them something, man. And let me read off the rest of the schedule for our viewers, and then Randy, you can jump in. We've got Houston, Seattle, Jacksonville, Cleveland, San Fran, Kansas City, New Orleans, and we finish off with Jacksonville. So in terms of the bottom feeders, Jacksonville's essentially, the Houston's a bottom feeder at this point. But you got Houston, who's down there, 3-6. We've got Cleveland, we've got New Orleans. So those are kind of the options that we have. But Randy, what do you think, man? Does he hit 15 touchdowns? And what's your overall expectation in terms of more touchdowns and interceptions?
I think he can get more touchdowns and interceptions. Do I think he'll hit 15? I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. It's
Randy, I need Randy, your preseason prediction was like 33-6 interceptions.
Yeah, man. It's not
100 yards. Oh.
It's not Cam. It's the surrounding cast, man.
He is surrounded by poop.
I did not know it was this bad. Like I thought these young guys would make a few more plays than they have. You know what I mean? It's not that Cam can't do it. It's off of, like I said, the concoction. It's the coaching staff. Will y'all let him play free? That's the big thing. Will y'all let him play free? Can he be aggressive? Can he go for it on fourth downs? Like, will y'all give him the keys to the car, essentially? It's like, it's almost they still have him governed because he's young and developing.
Do you think that's what it is?
I think so. And that's why I think he's capped.
You think there's a situation where they just don't trust him?
I mean, nobody's in position to trust him. So it's like, you know what I mean? They have an interim head coach. I don't think he has as much like control over a situation to like govern Cam. I just think they just not drawing it up right, man. And the supporting cast is not making the plays. And I don't think Cam is rebellious enough right now to just go off a script. You know what I mean? So I think they keep him governed right now. It's gonna take a offensive guru to be able to unlock him. It's gonna take somebody that just can speak Cam's language and can do what he's looking for. This is that.
What do you think about that, Lim? I mean, both Callahan
12 touchdowns though. I think 12.
Okay. Both 12. Callahan, both McCoy punted on the plus side of the field. They're super conservative. Both of them are. Is that a knock on Cam and their trust in him, or is that just terrible coaching?
I personally feel like the two scenarios are different for me, and the level of expectation for them to make those decisions were different. I'll tell you, I expected Callahan to make more of those decisions because I think after the first 2 or 3 weeks, he was coaching for his job, regardless of who we played. So he wanted to make the smartest football decision no matter what. The opposite side of that, though, is McCoy. I think McCoy is pretty darn sure he's not going to be here next year. Why you wouldn't be balls to the wall, I don't necessarily understand. What are you coaching for? Like, I get in his head. He's like, well, it'll be a real shot to the team if we go for it and don't get it or whatever. But at this point in the season, it's a bigger shot the opposite direction when you don't. I think a lot of times as a player, you were like, hey, just let me go for it. Let me figure it out. Let me figure out what I have. Let's figure out what we have. We're in fact-finding mode as a team. We need to figure out every piece of information of everybody on the roster currently to see who's going to be here next year and who's worth a darn. Mm-hmm. And right now, we can't figure that out half the time because everything is so conservative. So let's figure out what we got in Cam. When his back's against the wall, we've only seen it once where we've actually had a game-winning drive opportunity, and he did it. So let's see what happens on fourth down and put the ball in his hands. Don't go shotgun wildcat. Like, go ahead, Randy.
Yeah,
Go ahead. That just fired me back up.
Hey,
Go
look
ahead.
that. Hey, so I really, really resonate with your point of how Cali had to like coach. You know what I mean? He was in a difficult position. He was in a losing position from the jump, even though he was granted the blessing of drafting who he would love at quarterback, but he was not put in position to win. And I think that ultimately got to him. Now let's walk down this road. If Cali, if the fan base didn't give up on Cali and he had full autonomy to do whatever he wanted to do, and we were still in this particular position, I think Cali would have got balls to the wall if he know his job was secured. He would have let Cam do whatever. You know what I mean? Let's try things. You know what I mean? When things became murky and cloudy and it's like, oh, I don't know. I think he started to doubt himself, and then it just got super conservative. The same thing repeated itself of what happened with Will Levis and that whole merry-go-round. You know what I mean? And so it's just the pressures that's around this coach, whoever the coach is. You know what I mean? That's why I just think this new era has to be free and have full creativity. Otherwise, Cam will still be capped. You know what I mean? He'll still be in this place. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's an interesting spot to be in. And we're talking about post bye. And just to kind of put people in, give them the context of what the other quarterbacks have done. So Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, and Trevor Lawrence all had 7 games post bye. They all had 11 games post bye.
Mm-hmm.
And Caleb Williams, he had 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. He had by far the best post bye stat column out of everybody. The only thing that wasn't good for him was he had a whole lot of losses. What did he lost 9 straight at one point last year? And that was in the season basically. So he had, pretty poor record post bye. Bryce Young, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, essentially what Cam Moore did the first 9, and they were 1-10 post bye. Trevor Lawrence, 5 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 2-9 post bye. We'll skip over Joe Burrow. Kyler Murray, he started to really run post bye. He had multiple 100+ yard games, but his interceptions kind of piled up. They went 2 and 3. He had 6 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. And then Baker, kind of looking at the rest of the crew, Baker and Jameis were essentially the same. One had 15 and 8. One had 14 and 7. Both of their teams essentially went 500. One was 3 and 3, and then Jameis was 4 and 7, respectively. But most quarterbacks were over 60% coming out of post after the bye. So I'd be curious to see what happens with Cam. Bryce wasn't over 50, and the ones who actually played a decent amount of games, it was just Bryce and Jared Goff didn't get over 50 the second half. 60. I'll be curious if Cam Moore can have 60% completion percentage or better. And I would love for his post-bye stats to be somewhere around 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, like something that's like a respectable number that gives us something to look towards. I feel like that's the most realistic place to approach Cam Ward. Because it's interesting, man. It's
open it up, man. Like, take the Mercedes out of the garage.
Yeah.
Just let them figure it out.
But also, though, who can be that playmaker in tandem with Cam? Because we haven't seen it yet. We've seen flashes from
next.
DK.
He's about to say.
We've seen flashes with DK.
1-1-7.
Yeah. Will they let him loose? We don't know. You know what I mean?
No, it's
tough.
interesting, man, to see kind of where we head overall. I think at the end of the day, the truth about Cam Ward is he's got potential.
Know the truth.
We all see flashes.
we can't
we
handle
just
the
don't
truth.
know, man. We don't know what the truth is about Cam Ward. Based on what you've heard, we'd love to see in the comments what the truth is for Cam Ward for you. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying he's a bust, he's a bum. A lot of people on the other side saying it's not him, it's everybody around him. What do you think? What's the truth about Cam Ward? Hearing that basically every other quarterback through their first 9 games performed better except for Jared Goff, does that mean something to you? Does that mean nothing to you? When you look at the Drake Mays, who we didn't mention, when you look at the Josh Allens who were mentioned, they had different paths where they didn't look great at all. And look where they've turned out. You even look at a Daniel Jones, like, what do you think at the end of the day about Cam Ward? I'd love to hear your opinion down in the comments. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Any closing thoughts before we wrap it up today, fellas?
Hey, man.
Nope, time to get out of here.
Let's keep running it up, man. Hey, man, stay with us. Stay
44,000. 44,000.
Yeah.
44.
We're about to
man.
fill up Nissan Stadium.
Come on now.
Oh, man. Well, look, I appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. This is The Truth About Cam Ward. Peace.
Peace.